for some reason, it felt like it was hard to find a movie on Netflix. And I was like, why?
It is hard. Netflix is like, they never surface what you want to see. Like, I don't know how they're, like, what they surface to you, but it's never good. Like, you, like, search something, nothing ever shows up. Like, it's,
I know. Hi, I'm Danielle.
And I'm Del.
And this is the Black Catch-Up, where we're catching up on iconic black media we missed out on in our more conservative religious childhood. We just dropped the football off the bed.
Alright, so today we watched Dolemite Is My Name.
Yes, we did. So, as always, IMDb. Eddie Murphy portrays real-life Rudy Ray Moore, a comedy and rap pioneer who proved naysayers wrong when his hilarious, obscene kung fu fighting alter ego, Dolemite, became a 1970s blaxploitation phenomenon.
Jeez, okay. One of those lengthy IMDb's, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of words, and it also felt like a little tongue twisters with Rudy Ray Moore. I was like, let me get this right.
I didn't realize this was like, he was like a real person until like after the movie, you know?
Yeah, I didn't realize it either. And I guess that means we might have to watch Dolemite as one of our films.
Yeah.
Because that's an actual film, so maybe that'll be something we watch next week. I don't know. We'll see. But starting off with things we liked about the movie.
Yeah, I guess I'll kick it off. I thought this one was a really funny one. Like Eddie Murphy, I thought he was like hilarious in this one. And I really did like the Dolemite character too. Just like I do like how it was like very crude, but I also like how it like rhymed and was like, it was just like a lot of fun to watch him like doing the Dolemite act. So I thought it was like really funny with this one.
Same. I thought it was just overall a very fun movie. From like the era that it was set in, the 70s, you got a lot of cool fashion and just like the content that he was creating and just how campy and fun it was. I just thought it was so much fun to see. One of the first scenes I noted as liking, which is it's not in chronological order that I'm writing this, but the making of the sex scene in the movie, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Where I think everyone knows that in Hollywood, when you're making a sex scene, one, you're not actually having sex with the person, but two, it's a very kind of mechanical, technical type of thing where if Love Actually is to be believed, there's stand-ins and all this other stuff. But it was just so funny seeing some of the people, because this is also like the cast and crew. Like, they had a very small crew because it costs a lot to make a movie. So, like, you have the ingenue star just like shaking the picture frames. Yeah. You have another guy just like shaking the bed, and everyone's just around them cracking up at the end of the. It was so funny. Yeah, it was hilarious.
Yeah. I guess sort of adding, my favorite character by far was Wesley Snipes' character. Just like at the end of every scene, and they like go to him, he's like, "Fine, cut. I see no reason to do it again." But just like his little comments, I thought he was just hilarious in this one. But yeah, like even like those kung fu scenes where he's like, yeah, does Dolemite know kung fu? And he's like, no, he's just doing stuff, you know. But yeah, like his character was just hilarious from the moment he was on screen.
Another scene that I really liked was when they ended up exploding the car. I forget the name of the actor, but the cousin or whoever, I think he was Dolemite's cousin. Yeah. He was like, they're not going to blow up my car. They're not going to blow up my car. Like, that's my car. Yeah. And then he's like, he realizes, he's like, oh shit, they're going to blow up my car. Just like, it's so funny. Yeah. Like we keep saying, this movie was so funny.
Yeah. I think that might have been Mike Epps' character with the car. But I'll second. Like I thought the cast had good chemistry too, and between Dolemite and his like kind of core friend group, and then also Lady Reed when she came on, I thought her and Dolemite also had good chemistry when they did their first little like stand up routine.
Yeah, their little stand up song and dance thing was so cute.
Yeah, but there's a lot of good chemistry in this cast.
Do you have any more scenes, or is it my turn?
Yeah, I think it's your turn. I didn't. Yeah, I feel like I always forget to write down specific scenes, but go ahead.
Okay, I have quite a few specific scenes, I guess, especially compared to last movie that we watched. Maybe not that you saw, but I like the scene where they're watching the white people movie and everyone is cracking up around them, and they're like, "What is this shit?" And that's what inspires Dolemite to like decide to make his own film. Seeing that and being like, "What the fuck are they even letting out here?" But it was so funny. That was good. I also like the strip club scene where they ask the woman if she wants to be in a movie. She's like, I'm not doing no porn. Everyone's always asking if I want to do porn. Yeah. But it's like, he's like, no, this is like a film. This is a real film. There were so many good scenes. And then the last scene that I had was the final scene in the movie where they rap and everyone's cheering. I just thought that was so... I just got butterflies. It felt so good to see them because they worked really hard on it and they really liked it. And everyone said it was going to not be shit. And they like finished a movie. That's something to be proud of, finishing a movie.
No, I really did like that scene where they're like in the limo kind of driving to that like final performance and like they're like reading reviews and they're like bad and they're like, you know what, no matter what, let's just keep our heads high and just like we did this, and then they go and there's like people waiting outside. Yeah. So I liked how really liked the ending of this one. It was a very feel good ending that like slightly caught me off guard, honestly, you know?
Yeah. Because this movie, I guess the way it probably wasn't like a known thing at the time, but it was definitely like an instant cult classic kind of movie where things like The Room or like Rocky Horror Picture Show, where it's not something that you automatically think everyone's going to love. And maybe people critically, it's not good, but it just comes out and everyone's like, this is so camp and so fun. And they just really want to be in it. And I think that's what this movie was.
Yeah, them. Definitely. All right, I guess, did you have any more?
No, that was everything I had for positives.
All right, yeah, I guess we can get into the negatives now.
Shut up.
Yeah, I don't think I had too many negatives.
I didn't either. I know I did.
Yeah, I'll start, but I feel like they're like not like nitpicky, but not like the biggest of things. But one, I don't think there was a lot of like conflict in this one, or at least it like this is another movie where the stakes didn't feel that high, you know, like. Yeah,
it was kind of like just a watching thing. 1 second.
Yeah. But it just seemed like every time he like went to like either get more money, he either like got it or it was like a quick no, and then he got it like the next scene kind of thing. So like the stakes and stuff just didn't feel high. So there was a moment in the middle where like I didn't really know where the movie was going. And I think also, especially since I didn't realize this was like a biopic kind of film, I thought it was just like a comedy. So I was like kind of expecting to like have some like, oh, here's like some conflict going through. And I didn't get that. But once I realized it was like a biography, like I kind of like bumped down the criticism on that one. But
yeah, because when you think about it, it's just his life, so they're not gonna. He probably did have conflict in his life. He's a black guy in the 70s.
Yeah.
Of course, he had conflict. But you just got to see a lot of his resilience and like take no prisoners, take no shit attitude where he's like, I'm just going in here and no matter what they say, I'm going to do this. Like that type of thing. So that was pretty good for me.
Yeah.
Although I do understand like there is not really conflict in this movie.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is...
And I was feeling it too.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, and I was feeling that point too.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, I feel like part of it is like, usually when we watch these like biopic movies, they are like explicitly biographical dramas. And so they kind of play that aspect up a little more. I almost wish this one would have done it just a little bit, just to like give us something more than just like laughs to kind of be doing during this movie. But,
yeah. Mine's are kind of like generalizations where I just felt that as though this movie took a little bit of time to amp up in terms of the juicy bits of him making the Dolemite movie.
Yeah.
And also they could have cut some of the stand-up bits just a tad because this movie's almost 2 hours long, and occasionally I felt that. That was like my main nitpicks. Like I did overall enjoy this movie a lot.
Yeah. The last nitpick I had, which was like kind of weird to write down. I didn't think there was enough racism in this one. Like, it almost didn't feel like the 70s. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I get it, though.
I don't know what I wanted, but it almost seemed like it could have taken place today aside from, like, the wardrobe, you know? So, it was like a slight nitpick.
Some of that style's coming back. It could have taken place today.
Yeah, and maybe it's because it was like a newer movie, too. It's like a newer movie, too, so, like, the film quality's better. So it, like, almost looked like they were, like, dressing up as people in the 70s rather than, like, being in the 70s. So, I don't know, it just didn't feel very 70s to me. Definitely not in terms of like the racism and like the and stuff like that. But
I think I was distracted by the glitz of the cool costumes.
yeah, yeah.
Mustardy brownie color palette that is really, really pretty for me. It's kind of like a puke color palette, but on brown skin it looks hella
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But I think I was like distracted by that. But yeah, there was very little racism here.
Yeah.
Like there was obviously, I think the most that we, not the most racism we saw, but I guess the clear distinction between like the black people and the white people was that movie scene where you're like, he's doing stuff for black people.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's what he's doing. The movie scene, he's like, this is white people comedy. This weird song about like meat and I don't even know what that song was, but
Yeah.
that weirdo song, I was like, what is this movie? But if I would have seen Dolomite, I was about to say Dynamite because we saw Black Dynamite and this feels like the same genre as that. But if we had seen Dolomite's film, it's like, that's very clearly, he was like the Tyler Perry before Tyler Perry, where he was like, I'm making stuff for black people right now.
Yeah. But all right, I guess is it ratings time?
Yes.
I guess you can go first for this one.
Yeah, okay. I gave this a 3.5 out of 5. Overall, I think this movie accomplished what I wanted in a biopic, even though I didn't know it was a biopic until like pretty late in the game, unfortunately. It just helped me learn generally about this character or this person, and it made me get excited and inspired to learn more. And I just thought the comedy was really funny, and the whole vibe of the movie was just really cool. So I had a good time watching it.
Yeah, no, I had a really good time with this one too. I gave it a 4. Like I didn't really have too many downsides for this one, and it was just like
me neither.
a lot of fun. Like I learned about like a new person. I like honestly I knew nothing about Dolemite.
I knew nothing.
Yeah, but like just the premise overall, and then like again, this is just like such a funny movie. Like between like Eddie Murphy and like Wesley Snipes, like Mike Epps, Craig Robinson,
some comedy all stars in
yeah,
there.
definitely,
like
definitely.
some really big heavy hitters.
So yeah,
and honestly, I could watch people in the 70s making a movie forever.
Yeah.
Like if they made another 3-hour movie or whatever of them making another Dolemite movie, I would.
Yeah,
like
pink. Dolemite
like
Part 2, like literally them just making the next Dolemite movie, you know. But this one was just like a lot of fun from like start to finish, you know. So very enjoyable, very enjoyable. Final question: do you wish you saw this one sooner?
This was a 2019 film, so there's not much. How much sooner could I have been? I didn't know too much about it, so I guess. No, because I didn't know this movie existed.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was. We don't always tell you our picks, like who picked what movie, but I picked this one, and I literally was just scrambling like the night before, like I don't have a movie, and I was just like looking at Netflix for a movie that was under the Black Stories category. And I was like, that wasn't too long, because again, this was the night before we were filming, so I was like, I don't want to be stuck with a 3-hour movie or something.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this one existed, so I was like, this one, Eddie Murphy. People like our Eddie Murphy stuff. Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. It was like a pretty easy no for me too. I will say I do think this one probably has a lot of rewatch value. Like. I feel like they're like again like with this many comedians. I feel like there's like jokes I just like straight up missed just from like looking away from the screen. So I would definitely watch this one again. But I don't think I needed to have seen this one earlier. YouTube housekeeping, that was Dolemite is my name.
Yes, it was.
Now YouTube housekeeping. Like, comment, subscribe.
Ring the bell for notifications. If you have any movie suggestions for us, you can leave it in the comments down below. We do movies on Tuesdays and Fridays. All of our socials will be linked in the description box down below, and we'll see you next time to catch up. Bye! You know the movie I almost picked, and honestly you still should have. What? I wanted to do Good Hair just to like get in on some of the thing. I think I might pick it next week though. I'm picking Dolemite next week. I already know that. Okay, so we'll do Dolemite and Good Hair next week. There we go. The Chris Rock doc. Yeah, because he was getting a lot of hate, and like it's probably well justified. Yeah. In my head, I almost thought we watched it because we watched what was the other one we watched about hair?
Napoli Ever After. Yeah, I thought it was the same movie for a second, but it's not.
I thought about us watching Bad Hair, which is a horror movie about hair.
Oh.
Although, that's a more recent one.
Yeah.
But honestly, part of me wants to do Dolemite this week. But if you pick Good Hair this week, I might pick Bad Hair. So
Good Hair, Bad Hair? Yeah.
Yeah. But I was honestly between this and I was like, what if we just finally watch Coming to America, the second one?
Oh, yeah, we still watched that too. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a lot of ideas of what to pick, and then I picked Dolemite.
Yeah. I mean, I picked Barbershop.
I was just panicking. I don't know what was happening. I was just panicking. I was like, what do I do?
Yeah. That was a late decision for me,
Although, it is pretty good that we didn't say anything about the Oscars, just because by the time this comes out, it would have been months.
Yeah,
Although, with how long people have been talking about it, it might still be relevant.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, we might as well get this Good Hair one in, you know? Like, by the time it drops, Chris Rock might have actually said something on it, you know? Because I still don't think he said anything.
He's the only one who's been, like, mum on the entire thing.
It's honestly mostly been, like, Jada quotes, and I don't know where they come from. But they're always, like, terrible quotes, and I'm like, damn, like, where are these even coming? Like, what was the question that prompted this response of, like, yeah, I never even wanted to marry Will? I was like, what?
I looked up, like, the article, everyone's taking the quotes out of context. But
that
one is from, she didn't want a big wedding.
Oh, okay,
like, that was her thing. Jada, I guess, is a very low-key type of gal. And she's like, I just don't want a big wedding.
Yeah.
But, like, everyone's taking, like, cherry-picking her quotes.
Yeah,
so
they really are. They really are.
Like, all these Jada quotes are not turning out so well. Like, sorry Jada stands, but your girl's going through it right now.
Yeah.
It's not looking so hot for your gal. But, yeah. But seriously, the only one who hasn't said anything about this is literally Chris Rock.
Yeah.
He might have said something to them privately. I don't know. He might have been like, he slapped me on stage. I said I won't talk about his wife anymore, and that's it for me.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. He's literally the only one who hasn't talked.
He did like briefly address it. I think he briefly addressed it at like the next comedy show he did. But he basically just said like, yeah, I'm still processing. And he's like, yeah, people want jokes about this thing, but like I had a whole show planned already. So
yeah,
and, like this happened yesterday.
Which also makes sense. Yeah. Like, why would I switch up my set? Like,
exactly.
With untested jokes?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What if I start talking about it and just end up crying? Like, what do you do? What do you do then?
Yeah. Honestly, my favorite thing on Twitter has been the NASCAR slap, which is like probably one of the the whitest events you can be at, and there's like still slapping going on, and people are like, oh, ban him from NASCAR. I can't even get in my car anymore. You know?
And all the people were like, white people, how you gonna explain this?
Yeah.
How you gonna do this? What's going on with this?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, the slap really shifted something in the world.